Okay, so we want to practice a little bit what we learned in the controls section, in the built-in controls section. Now, there is not super much to do in our project with this because we don't have really any super complicated built-in controls. Because I was sort of trying to filter this screenshot or choose this screenshot because it has a couple of custom controls that we can actually build. But what we have are a couple of buttons, a little bit of text, some images, stuff like that. So we will try to set up some of that right now, just as a practice. This will not be super complicated, but like listen, you have to start somewhere. So now what you can see here is the thing that we basically made in the initial in the initial section of this project that was optional basically. So if you skip this video, you can just download this thing, get the GitHub project, and just you will find something like this in the project, and you can work from there. Or if you are just watching, then I guess that's no problem whatsoever. Now let's just see for a second. Let's just go back to our screenshot and now see what we could do. Now we are not going to touch all of those things that are more dynamic, or this thing down here which looks like a more complicated control. What we could do is just this section here, for example, add those texts and those this image, change get some some specific font that we found somewhere, and the same thing for those two panels. I think that will be enough for this video. So the only thing that I did, I'm having this controls folder. I just literally copied a version of the thing that we left off in this optional video. So this is kind of the UXML file of the state that we put together here. And then I created two folders for fonts and images, but we basically for this video only need one font. This is from Google Fonts, an open source font. I have no idea how to spell it. Zinzel, I don't know. Zinzel variable. It is, however, some nice kind of classic looking, like, I don't know, could be some gives this thing some historic feeling that was the reason for this font. And then we have one image. Now again, I already said in this optional video that I am not going to add those images to GitHub because those are from some free image pages, so that those are not stolen or anything. But I cannot be 100% sure where they're actually coming from. That's why I'm not going to include them in GitHub. I'm just going to show you this here so that we have something to look at that is not super ugly. And one more thing, now those are kind of fractional historical badges. Now I don't know what this badge is standing for, and I'm not intending to I don't know, to be disrespectful to anything here. So let's please just look at this as an image, as something that gives us some historical feeling, some historic immersion, and absolutely nothing more. So if I'm going to combine this with I don't know, with with images of characters that absolutely don't fit together, that might absolutely happen. Like, let's really just take this please as an image, and to get some sort of visual effect how this might look. Obviously, if you would want to publish your game, you would either find images that you can use, or find a designer that would create correct images for you that make some kind of historical sense. That's not what we are going to do here. So let's go back to work. Now let's first try and do something with this panel. So if we look at our example here, basically we have kind of a right and a left section. The left section has this text and those stars, and the right section has this this badge here. So this is our panel. We first give it a visual element. Now this panel has a wrong orientation because we want those things to be aligned horizontally. So let's just take this visual element. Let's go to background and choose our fraction badge here. Now when we choose this scale to fit thing, I think this this will be this will have the right proportions. And now let's say, I don't know, what did I want this to be? 100 by 100, for example. Maybe a bit bigger. Maybe that will be okay. And now the next thing that we need are those text elements on the other side. So to those we want to be aligned vertically. So let's first add a new visual element that will be here on the right hand side, and to this it has a alignment of column, which is good. And now let's add 3 labels. Now, obviously, this is not too beautiful yet. Let's first provide some text here. Now, I don't want to risk and combine this, that's a fraction badge. So if I put a wrong name here, this might generate some hate. So let's not do this. In the picture, those were the Teutones, I think, which are probably some predecessors of the Germans. Now Teutonen, as we would call them in German. I will just make some Moitones out of them, so that way I don't think that this is the badge of the Moitones, because they probably don't exist. Hopefully they don't exist. Now this here, the text here was saying medieval era. I think that's sort of safe. Nothing should happen. And now the Moitones lived, I don't know, 12,000 BCE, something like that. Now obviously there's a couple of things that we would like to fix such that this looks a bit better. First thing, let's take this this outer panel here, and let's go to the left radius, and when we make this radius, let's say 70 pixels, then this will have this impression that it's kind of rounded all together. And this will be even better when we now remove some of this padding, because I think that's way too much padding on the top and the bottom. I think that 10 pixels might be even enough. No, let's see. Now for this visual element, let's give it some margin on the left. Or what we also could do is just add the padding here to the left. Maybe 20. Yes, much better. Much better. And now just have some separation to the text. For now, let's take this element that has the text elements in it and also give it some left margin.